7 minutes past the hour of 7 meeting at the Mansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. You just join us at Kessben TV. Me watching Emo Akwaba. Saso and I will join in a way 92.9. Me that was say so do video at 2 92.9. Me watching Emo Akwaba about Kessben 92.9 and I feel so a Kessben TV swore. Kessben Maakye Sunye meeting at the Mansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. And I make sure say any day a dafo for a wabra boom. And until was on the pay we are boy a woo a way here. Sorry waka na fa kukudru enante. Nenye GD say a ye day a rade a beye amount. And until we break through a bebaso. Sorry. Na for video at 92.9 and I face Kessben TV on DSTV channel 364 and then on Go TV channel 121. Meeting at the Mansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. Oh yeah, dear old boy Juma. 18 years in town near no bottom prostate center. Meaning come on. No me boy. What you show me cha come away from more Kaswa Fifi Proud last stop. Aye Kaswa nyano kwana so hono man o mo. 18 years in town now no mun coding come on. Friend was 055 38000678 055 38000678. Now one near your button pa prostate center funding come on. Anytime them see me number pa. Tell the enemy them to stay far, cause you know me not have time for no walk. Assassin whom come on here. I am a fatase so one near a young omo edibim. Omo sebio omo di assassin who akotini ye pa. Omo dia much as a problem BNC that omo juma so in need and one in Amal Estate and Construction Limited for as the son no mudin come on. Omo no mutimi promotion near 100 pieces of blocks. Now they say to Medina say Ompe we na pere. Amal Estate and Construction Limited. As a man can show say omo sas ni go ho. Omo promotion omo gusu an kasa. 80 and 10 when. Nene de wate de. 80 no. So pensa say ebi wa masama dodo waka so teacher man take. Ebi so dentre ko kotoku ko fanchene pop. Into the end in town, now in the Mall Estate and Construction Limited. Ending come on, number wapa. Assassin the assassin the winya bia. Ayepa, baby, our ton one, and then your seminal, and your china cobra bia. The Mall Estate and Construction Limited. Omo the end day, a strong cone. The bottom office in Amasama obey ye forest, the Honoman more. Amasama obey ye forest, the Honoman more. For more 0250 51525 0205 051525. And also says 0598 653 9999 0598 653 9999. Now when you're in Namal Estate and Construction Limited for Inco, this is here and good income. Baby, come let's put enemies to shame. Me don't know, send it how I don't who grab it, send it must be granny for my no. There's some boom kakre, so boom kakre. Yom have a lotion. Yom have a lotion, some in control say, oh, pain no. If I show ever kawate, ain't a menstrual cry. What will pain be? I say, me no tuntia. As I say, we use to Yom herbal lotion. Never wow. Yom herbal lotion, I use to. I may hear pain from stroke, rheumatism pain, and I feel so sciatica pain, stomach cramps, inflammation in the body, and I feel soon I have tissue damage, be a pain, be a howl. Better than here and say fetchuchi so keke. With nerve problems, with the fetchuchi. Say yes, sleep desk issue, fetchuchi. Say yes, stress and emotional strain, fetchuchi. I didn't pan a year one to me use to a year. John herbal lotion into me. Obeying in a year for general body massage. Ain't you did you chew no? Hey, Ram Bruta. She love me back right here, me send it teddy bear. Coming like we take the other boys unaware. Baby, she know me have a lot of girls, so she tell me rude boy you love I cannot share. Ain't you no yum. Herbal lotion. Get into me na ko pebi to. Omo henfa. Omo baby bia person nya bibia pharmacy shop and also say herbal shop will be a one sabe can be Deals Generation Enterprise and so no mudin come on 0244 730295 0244 730295 and our phone is 0302 945 146 0302 945 146. Jom Herbal Lotion, also for your body and joint pain. Jom Herbal Lotion, also life is possible. So 47 minutes into 7 a.m. Medawa say so do a video no at 2 a.m. Kessben 92.9 FM and after so Kessben TV is on DSTV channel 364 and then on Go TV channel 121. Meeting at the Amansan Stone for Kojo Preko Dankwah. It's a Monday morning and the 9th of March 2026. And now you will see and then you're being como ye panafe, ya shred your call any dear Benyan. But quick one, I mean, Quahumano Sisia. Now, many a PRO Emma Closak, Indi and Como Ora Edmond Akwe. You know, Indi and Como Sobekaya Thursday or so, and the Yan in TSA Omode a yen cratabe to your press conference. Say, there you umbeko a strike. It's an someone maybe on with to for more. I'm going to pay for the home communion and still into me and so I know ye and you know they feel that they need to take the next action, and the next action that they've taken is the strike action. Me no can say is it still on and now to say omejemu even the home common for yenhwe details no enema esefata say na nkese say yemo yenye mo no na Ghana for nti o mase yie no bi nkoka say mu de mo sorry strike na mo komo mo sorry strike na mo kono ye ne home komo yie pa. Alright mo me chaw eba eye Kessben 9 FM so and after Kessben TV gidi se bi e boko de
you Mr. also and the Bianya don't be Bia for the Boko. I think so. The chair all close members, the BB more our Ghana.
So. First of all, ma ye Thursday, a year late afternoon, and ye signing to say Closak impenyu for Edabetu just members of Closak will be a encore strike today, 9th of March 2026. Ni mo a so ma cheche mu de nenso na nya Ghana ni bia na sebiti memu ni bia na watemase say bia no pay or sorry ye say na Kojo nkwa adwuma or say Closak for say strike di nkwa adwuma adan a ye nim adeko me patcho eden opportunity anama Closak motu sa na mon we sisia
you me da say Closak ya sana ye kan tiawa ni ye kan say ye ni aban na 19 ABC in the conditions of service structure. I was buying HME will be behind. I say members of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association. I was account on conditions of service. Every 2019, I had a such a we are seeing now. Everything, buying and your obey implementing and conditions of service at my end. It's that 5th March and National Executive Council of Closak meeting a good PM say. And yes, I buy into an amount and implement salary structure and conditions of service at my end, and your Closak members. Piano and Mamu on 9 in the 9th March 2026. That's not assembly.
All right, Mond. Obibeka say, is it the fact to say you're exhausted all the channels and into Namana Bedum Pempensuiana?
Because as law abiding citizens, Closak, any abiding shares and cratawe, I buy say money and break a crana on your day of open year implementation and my it's the end or every 1st January. I was say conditions of service reflective or your pay slip so I buy a casa man and break a cry into your train if 1st January everything in the 9th March 2020 1st January 2025 everything in the 9th March 2026 no your Nancy the Papa Bia and free about her. It's in the echo scene, I was say a dear crata, and the pen, and the BBI, your fan to honor, they could say about the year,
were you clearly expecting the president to touch on it about Independence Day, Nana?
I said, President, and also occupied his speech now, so as at CLOSAC, we are very important when it comes to running of the country. We form a greater part of the government machinery. In Uncle Pim won a speech media and me can't. Now, the woman is there in there, I mean, all CLOSAC members, any NJ. I didn't see, every say, I buy a Jojo yet. They say, 19, I started to say, negotiating salary structure and conditions of services. A true may be an idea to say a for strike. Now, by saying, now, so everything there, no, and say, I buy into me into animal papibia and faho. It's in there, no, say, members and Mamu Kujuma. Yes,
Answer member a National Labour Commission for who are telling us it is illegal for your strike action to move on. My main center still on the structure and the way I'm here. So I think from 2023, 24, 25 thereabout in and I'm start to ball a buying pono say and kebeya and can maybe say no to me and yes structure imamo. That was then the previous government in power. I have also heard your chairman talk about then Oforiata Ken, who was a finance minister, making sure say a section of the finance ministry, musika ne de yetutu mu momo ema bibia tumi koye, but not the larger CLOSAC workers and civil servants and civil service for nina and to me massa and all that. Now the present government minim enhyehyeye any meetings are akoso and I mean much more of negotiations akoso, because again I heard say even within the transition it was identified one of the problems or one of the issues are omujamom, which you guys were expecting say and can talk with the 1st January of 2025 there nanka abaso, but nina ambaso no. Somebody want to ask mo to me ma abayi time kakra na on to me and share mamu, because anke beba so anka sebio anke baso previous government ni manka we muso etwaso.
You me that say, say, the woman says, in conditions of service, documents no eco primo or transition team, and Momuchit Muse Ampa, or CLOSAC members in your conditions of service. Secondly, come on, Honorable Minister for Employment, Rashid Ferpo, say, Honorable Patrick Bama, Ebisan, and SEM-FR, conditions of service of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association. Honorable Rashid Ferpo, editor, Ampa. We say Ampa, I will say CLOSAC any conditions of service documents no exercise chain into bar on say or bar like a bar as a buy now all the in the bar or say conditions of service implemented I am 1 year down the line and buy or train home patch it in then say the 10 paper any and 2 are to hold there and yes sir.
Edmond, why would National Labour Commission come up with a year omumrano to say parties did not sit, parties did not, according to Mrano, mantna say and can say bia say ni say nebeko, and that mudema kono a very illegal.
Oh, National Labour Commission sana or no can. Now you told the employer and the aiding kita home. You need not to say cracker, you start to say cracker, say, IHSL or say almost me implementation, my honor you. And to the National Labour Commission, Canada, and say, and you find so any BIA Kako. The IAKako is your members' salaries are low. Their conditions of service must be improved. It has been signed and sealed. It is left with the implementation. If you kick off, and I used to see you'll be dry. Yes, I say, I buy every kick off the implementation of these conditions for us.
But clearly, are they not part and parcel of a mediation when it comes to National Labour Commission?
We are talking about employer-employee relationship.
So they don't come in at all?
Not at all. We are talking about employer-employee relationship. We are talking about signed agreements that must be implemented. We have come all this way to ensure that our salary structure must be implemented for us. Conditions of service must be improved for civil servants. And no one na air cano or na you drew.
I just wanted to find out. I mean, if Obi take strike action, like the strike action you've taken, National Labour Commission needs to get in. I mean, they've quoted all the laws and the articles that really prove that Enise Moko ASR strike action.
We have gone. The Americans say we have gone beyond the NLC. Yeah, the intention of strike at 19th February.
Of which National Labour Commission was in the know?
They should be in the know. It was an open secret.
But Edmond, there's a difference between.
Match.
Yeah, I get you, but the difference between.
Yeah, declare strike. In the woman say our members are sitting at home.
Yes, but there's a difference between open knowledge and then getting it directly to the said institution.
Those are administrative matters that are being dealt with. We know actually a member to say the conditions of service are buying, are promising and say obey my 5 years down the line, it is still in a limbo. Into your members, any engine into Tiano or say almost also say buying a bit PMO, I can say, and if we in the airport, the conditions of service, I think I'm
okay, so I'm a little bit taken aback. I mean, for almost about how many years, God knows, I started canceling, even if it is 3 years or 2 years, even if it's a year. Are we saying you say all the times now, money are buying Asian, NLC or National Labour Commission did not know, they were not part of it, they were not aware?
But you media mini or move into me.
What
I'm doing is I'm speaking to our members. Say, our employer has not been fair to us. Our employer has acted in bad faith after all agreements have been signed and sealed. Our employer is refusing to implement our conditions of service for us, and that is the issue. For that matter, all our members, all the regions, all the municipal assemblies, metropolitan assemblies, district assemblies, agencies, ministries, they are all embarking on a nationwide strike.
Edmond, could it also be, say, and no soonti make a National Labour Commission in some more to join so far from Thursday down to Monday morning?
My clear say we are dealing with our employer. Our employer knows the issues. Abang in issues. The document was putting across through transition team. Abang a continuous process. We expect that they should implement a salary structure for us. They should act in good faith. And because as law-abiding citizens, as civil servants, 1 year down the line, I think we have done our best, and for that matter, government should be fair with us.
But I mean, quick one answer. Is Closac in painful worried from Thursday down to Monday? Buying country.
Of course, they are very, very much worried. Okay. The National Executive Council is not happy with the actions of government because we are willing to work, but government is preventing us from delivering our best. Okay.
So until Segamebeka Sunday, we are still on strike, right?
Very well.
As long as
indefinitely.
Okay. Edmond, Medasepa.
All
right. Edmond NAD and come on Edmond Akwe or a clock sack and no 18 come. So clearly they are saying say are buying from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I feel so Monday, I buy Enkasai with speed, I buy Enkashi, Enche paying for, and I think that I don't know kakra say I buy Otiswe na president cry even on the 6th of March on a Ghana fooding common went to me and was to say bia come back and I say shim and I say BB it didn't really feature within that space. Then in paying for so I can say anka even weekend no cry no. They should be meeting executives now in Indi and Komo na omonsha how I'll meet me a solve problem. But it is strange, say from Thursday evening, late afternoon to Friday, which was a holiday, 6th of March, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, government has not spoken from ministry, from anywhere, Obia and Kasai. No, National Labour Commission rather comes in to say that omo a strike no makono illegal. Now, even if it is illegal, did you say they should come back? And if they did not respect that particular emrana who mana, what really happens? As we speak, majority of the workers are part and parcel of Clocksack, and therefore omunyina ewu fie sisia and niema ensheda enkoyie emma eye system no. So clearly Aban needs to solve this particular problem for them. Again, almost semono enye ne ene chassis fi previous government at time no muton when Orakeno Foriata was then the finance minister, and Akoso Abba with the promise that they were going to be giving their salary structure no upgrade no on the 1st of January 2025. My question is this: why would you as a government, why would you want to put a year and maybe say at the 1st of January 2025 of another government? So even if it was your own government, I mean, clearly there's a problem. I will come back and come and deal with this matter very, very well, because position it at 1st January 2025 and expecting that somebody who is coming to government new, fresh, on who dear what a table no so no. Now would the idea we send a con to implement it, why then didn't you implement that? And then when they come, they would have then know where to find money to pay them. It didn't happen. But he didn't come on, because I need to really delve much into a Clocksack for any is 3 minutes to 8 a.m. Yanko na yene doctor, is it Dr. Siama, right? Indi and Komo na fi ensure your health segment on a Kessben Maakye. So if you're pe mesan baba kina be din come for Clocksack issues no when I face so corruption matters, and then the BTSC we are going to the ministries today, this morning, live. We're going to give you live feed from ministries in the working spaces in to find out how the place is and what is really happening at what system we see. Dog, what me come watching Emma Akwaba eba ye Kessben Maakye. So mijidi say bia boko there.
Yeah, now rapping I don't be boko afisa.
Nice one. Yeah, that's a pa. You bedin come up because your weekend in the Akwaba. Did papa ye do kind, but still I say you practice, but as a boy sakwe yani dia intino.
Okay.
Amaya banesi usiande na fi head ye call. Last Friday they didn't come offer a liver no ho any a parta and niema akwan yesese faswa yetumi ebo liver no ho e ban pa. Bayenko yenim entino beyond say yendidi anwumre no na ebe didi part na fe ene maybe ebe nonnom akoyemu ensuo ne drinks ne manema nyina no e dey important bio na wo hono ma ebetumi ahwe this week ebetumi aboye ho ban yie especially liver no ebetumi agina I mean yie pa na aboa yen
yo brapa ni meda se biom anano peso na mafa we fidie kase so ada your loyal listeners for now, so as a response, no, a massive, yeah, massive brave. Now, me per se, make I order for say, Obadi Adarma, they be a casse, see for see, one crabata bebre, na empo crani or branch, Acacia or Europe. Now, any just say, Dr. Michael Kojo Mantin, your CEO, Ababi Pimu, or your Netherlands branch, into say, OTA and no pay now, or near be. Or facility na woni mo bi wo Netherlands not pay homeopathic treatment, natural treatment be na pomode ne CP ampacho on Tony Boase na on fa number no frɛ na we share Dr. Michael Kojo Preko no ho na watwe mu nyina so ono so de nim dia when ya all over the years our practicing homeopathy no ebeboa doctors awodro mo Netherlands plus 316 number no na me boss plus 316 879 855 84. Pacho, Mrs. Subium plus 316 8 plus 316 879 855 84. Dr. Michael Chamantina, I know ending come. Senior, to answer your question, no. No, Krenny, you didn't come over. I can say in the Ania, any lifestyle time I did die any anadwe duane bi brain in sanu mebre nanso ade ba ko eduro so ayenom self medication adults mebre na your brebo no will be the drug metabolism function so let's say enu medro a I say your brebo no bomodin na gi eduro no o gi eduro na wama eduro no mu ahoɔden no akɔsoro na emu chemicals a waste a any kwan say tena ni peduane mu no we ye free mu nti usua you see your first phase metabolism na say the breaking down into the oxidation and hydrolysis or breaking eduro down to a form our body in between absorb or we are na why the detoxification function nti ye no mundro bi a ya share ho kota etimi di how am I a doctor was training there also onim say o ulcer unnum edrobi o hypertension a ndrobi wo ha onfa nka ho combine ennom empokra no edrobi wo ho no mu a onnom a obrebo no agi edro na emu ahoɔden ni nyina no ekobrebo ni mu enti edro no ntu entimi nya adwuma kora wo ni pedua no mu enti yan a etode bia na ye ne ho kafo okohia na akɔakɔpɛ aphrodisiac bi edro bia yennom ase bia bema na ebegina so beye 2 hours 3 hours 7 hours I don't know baby how this ahoɔden no eko but edro bia obenom a ebema omema yo akosoro bema mo beye din ana beye ahoɔden foforo bia no akoma no na ebre akoma no na be pompi moja ama moja akɔ saa nipedi akwa no bisa no na ama ntin ni mu asɔre na ahoɔden aba nanso eno ye na ejuma wi a chemical a wasa eduro ni mu no etena obody ni mu a e de ohaw ekoto obrebo no so ebiom yeso so ye mu ye du bebre a say ye didi any how e mu ye du bebre bi kura na nye aduane a odi but any lifestyle a stressful life obi timi ye stress bebre a ma ni mu be yedu cortisol hormone no it converting into fat it ma put on weight until or try so be lose weight pan and so na ni mu egusu a eyedu eno so tumi ma brebo no ahoɔden no eba form nti one major thing edronom any your lifestyle
ade we yenhwe da o
internet say yenhwe
waka sempa o bi say o stress bebre na no mo ye kese enye say edidie na mo ye kese no
that be stress ni bi wo ho hormones no nti ema okrebu last week you didn't come about visceral fat because so when you do bebre ha unya sa fat na ema okrebu for sweet foods ema okrebu for fried foods nti obi wo ho ni mu yedu but obo hu sa bibia no eduane a odi no bebre odi so a junks I say ya chichichin bebre odi donut na odi pizza na odi onum drinks fra oh yeah within 1 hour abo say come start in biom because hormone crave for sane man eno so to me my brebo no enya how empoyen aye nya mrenda ye na intimi na enna ye duro kese pa if you're able to sleep well hormones ni na ye balance ye o liver no to me to ne boase ye efia hodo nyina o kidney to ne boase ye efia hodo nyina so free o body ni mu ti when to me anya good sleeper o ma o body no go through a lot of stress hormones na ye stress hormone no costro etimi ma o liver no so enya problem empo stress hormone e cortisol hormone etimi ma o nya stomach ulcer etimi ma ulcer chances e costro eni ma bebre wo wa edi yare e betu ye ni pedia no so a ye de ni nyina akwa infection na me de you see me this sweet nkwa na be ma menya diabetes enya so wo kofa esi kire di nkwa na obenya diabetes eduane bi wo wa udi a mu glucose no too much eduane bi so wo wa udi a emre na udi di no too much nti e be say wo ni pedia no eno ti na obrebo ho hia because obrebo no that xenophobic metabolism function ade bi a waste bia no ono na hwehwe hu na oyi efi body ni mu nti ye no ye didi na ye frafra ne de na wo se ye hwe ye brebo no
Mebo Jones from Kwabenya say so what food do we have to eat to see us save our liver? Asem no bisa na no dey me sure say Jones, it will be a topic that we have to discuss. Do I wait yesterday? Nanka this week here because clearly, Yanyako can't when Yako boss, but then will be sad because of some way Diania. Udia Emma no sa pressure no Emma sa too much pressure no to seize and liver no ebenya that effect na.
Okay. Yes, Ediane bebre wa but me this any our can happen this week but moving say most importantly I was say cut down on your alcohol intake. Then Ediane so the processed foods na was say about from white rice bebre no emwa bread bebre no emwa titi white one ni bebre no emwa etimi emma o sugar level cause right ma fatty liver diseases eba empokra no ediane ya junk bebre ya titi no wakwan ho bebre ediane bi wo ha 2 minutes no one ewie take 5 hours ansana a break ya na digest when pede ni nyina no e problem a ye bedi won komo na watch winti is it Joseph Jones ye betu ya boas ni break it down ni nyina ma also nya ntiase but for now there tiase se ensanum bebre emwaye esi chire bebre emwaye drinks bebre emwaye stress bebre so emwaye yempe edro so a ye benuma ye prescribed by a qualified medical practitioner emma ye nhye ho enkotototo ndro enum na ye nhye late eating so chilled water bebre so emra from intine bebre so emra from pa cho wa wo de bia no ye say eni intine nanso intine ehye usumi ase abibia no ye de ane brewa na wase egum kakra na odi facho ni nyina so ye nhwe eno so and these are some of the major things etimi or how buy a brepo no
dog this week the other sama papa because my church na wa ha self medication say see a bosu yie pa say obi o emiti ma me nkope dronto na odu ho aso ne de ama no na onkra prescription bia so no onya boss wa na pharmacy ni dan nania o na wo ho no wayi na ode ama no okoso o si o mitini na me ya but me hwese na ye me ya na nsese me fa 2 no ya chro de but me fa 4 se ne be ye be contem be contem me ni madwen e ta kire ye de yes ade we no me ni ma ade a yes se fa 2 o se ma fa 4.
Right, I told you Sabi, ni neighbor, yarea. Oh, that no name so Sana Nayamio, and me koto we acquire no dear man, no suffer too. Na ye cosa. These are some of the things that senior over say, oh, you're healthy, then all of a sudden now when you're record, see be a own teeth linda. Now if your man kitty, I ain't trying any answer no. Very important. Conditions of liver disease. Rise. Me say sometimes in a facility cases need to me bar and you are like wow because only panic to me now only the patient ne brother ne buy after everything na me convincing so my scan him out me free amount senior after the scan a drone na make sure ma ne nipa no de ne buy or no crowd 2 times 2 because no one kasa yare crowd change nipa no de ne buy.
Wow.
The problem the brain, the kidney, the liver, but or you're healthy or not to me sorry con age maso ye bibia. When we say in our part of the world no ye check up in the yet the ane say anopa sorry na ye ho odin na ye timinya bibidi ni ye kwa ejuma bapa ye wie. Nanso aya na mpem bebre no nyoma ye de kan ye to no eboye nka ye kakra nso ye boye ni guso obeso ayebo so won sai titiri kakra we die bia medame nsaso oboye o se o mekon we die bia manda ye medame kon so eya o body ni na eka bibia kiro so o drive na o se o car no ejeki a o se o start o se no ada se o pump na se o efin ba obi bi mu se o se o ko check wan hwa obo wan se ja we sin kwanti sa na nipedia ni titie it is a wo moja akora akofom na o se o moja akofom I was saying, that's what see, I want to mean nti then of course, me moja ne bi akofom. Ediani anka first me to me dino. See, I mean to me ndini biom so a common them intentem. Me moja akofom. Me ye bi ka kra na ma bre. Me ni to chimi. A science e kira say entini bi laki moja, adwini bi laki moja, dompeni bi laki moja. Enti to ana wana ko check your blood. Nanso ye nhwe etubo wan se nipa no wo na afi ade be che no na wajojo wa campem. Ontumi sorry bio. Ni nyina no yen check up lifestyle na yen fa into your system no mu and so kan ho na ama conditions no arise the brain
Dog, yada say ene ejwa de mejidi yese eye ochna so no rade adum ne atinko ba betwa so majotu ne maybe dog asota yade a ye no mpa nti ochna me pacho obomode na hwema na self medication so hu sunsun so e de bebre no ye nhwe but ye ma ye tie ewo ye 92.9 FM na fosu ye show ewo ye Kessben TV so no ye be hu mu wan den ye be ye sisi location ye.
Yo, bra, I dominate C4C were all over Ghana and to some extent some parts of Europe. Na Senior American and Opino, Dr. Michael Kojo Chairman, CEO of C4C Liver Specialist Hospital and a CEO of C4C Group of Companies. Ababe PM or my friend in Netherlands, Munti, Animal Europe, Italy, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Kwan Wabe Bresa, Anti, or Modiana access facility. Now, who Dr. Michael Kojo Chairman, all over the years, Nimdia Wenya in his practice, on farm more now cases of chronic case arising, diabetes, hypertension, stroke, kidney cases, any liver cases, titiru arise with brain so also enfani Nimdia more na M1 and yentem. Number of fra wait mini doctor idin common plus 316 879 855 85584 plus 316 879 85584 for doctor ewo Netherlands na oni no ending komo na fra oni bi na onfre no ewo ho na ono so enkosra no na Accra ha de any Ghana ha de pacho branches no edoso adominanti yewo Cape Coast Green Hill opposite Addison Square Garden aguna odoben so your branch kese pa so ewo ho me se takra de so your branch kese pa ewo ho kuma se yewo ejuso kwamo jachi junction na enyera kwankra kra de wa Denta SDA junction pacho branches ni na start ejuma 7 a.m. on the dot na yapon 5 p.m. treatment plan no holistic say your baseline investigation say your very bia simatono e free scan ahodo bechere organs ni na area near the natural homeopathic remedy ekenya ni pediano na ma organ no so naturally ahele na organ bia wo say ye ejuma ntimi ye ejuma ye netimi aye ejuma ma apomode na yente area ya ma diet plan ahodo ne also exercise ahodo a obetimi aye na apomode no ACP mesel ye de draw an wasabo just e friend Liverton na o hwe liver ho nkomo aye di a ho behia se obenya Liverton na aboa Kenya brebo na ejuma dodo na edi woni pedia na etimi edi ni ye nti place you order for Liverton no bia wo bia no fra free delivery ebeba e the amount apart from free delivery no so o place you order more than one bottle per or special discount per head for every medication bia no or special discount obe enya for a drone okay. So take opportunity na place you order no na fa number is na free ewo Ghana 050 00 40 331 050 00 40 331 and 050 00 40 328 050 00 40 328 C4C Liver Specialist Hospital kai say so brebo eye wonkwa na kai say ye giendro ni di age treatment plans ni ntina biribi ya ka say once treated forever treated senior anope me da se be no mbre ni wa ko say yankopon
also sir Dr. Siaman you need to come from C4C a liver specialist hospital and you know mo AD and come on FA a health segment wo a Kessben match so chana nyame ya domo a obesan aba ne din come ne ahwe other matter self medication and face so the intake of ice water we dey make me boss me see you obeka show say I don't know room temperature in you me can lawyer lawyer come na kesi obeka show say no the normal temperature normal temperature of the room I mean you no nesa won no my sort of the den janum emwo enti no ye be he ehun sunsanso ene de ebebe nyina 21 minutes into 8 a.m. Yetwaso na fe yedin komo sena medi kan ne yebekọ na yakwako din komo Derek Befi any team no ebekọ na so mo ministries and other areas in for us to speak to see how strike no affect some of these institutions na closer in paying for and as a workers no ewu no yebedi and also hon komo na fe yahwe what is really happening there na fe yatwaso wo hodom saso and yebedi nkomo ahwe enema bebre a ekoso within a year omemu hanom na afi yatoa ne nyina so ma men kan sure say eye chepam say men kan sure say wa wo pe eye office wear wo pe eye entare papa ahye ya pam ne yie na ebe feto na koyie pa dia na eye chepam enesese woni no edi enkomo na chepam say men kan sure say so wo ye ne ntamo a na wo ba obetimi aye ne nyina ama kama yes of course the best tailor wo eye Ghana memu hanom abranti opam Ontario utumi say koyie opam Ontario utumi say feto ye pa ono any chepam ewo eye awoshi chepam eye adwuma eye under 24 hour no tene ono ye de dance ebapo enti no tama wo hia Ontario bia no betimi afre no obeba office wa munye eye my busy na mutumi enko baby bia no chepam na nkasa betutu ne nan na waba eye mwaso eye mo office mu fie ni bibia besusu mu ene star bia pe bia no betimi aye ama ne bo no so no era form ye pa opam political suit opam ne mama MPs ne eye mpemfo nyina no na opam aye so no ordinary Ghanaians no pempem maye pa se na meka ne bo no eda form ye pa eno ntini ye nentem na woni eye chepam endi enkomo e was 020 6837738 020-683-7738 na woni eye chepam endi nkomo chepam ewo eye awoshi market or say your custom tailor or no any chepam mamenko na fe mene Derek endi nkomo Derek Befi ewo eye the Chrome or line so yeba be din komo your ministry says me no say to look into issues of clock sack for almost strike now or mako indefinite strike no makono the effect or do hano pay no say enete honom Derek Utemenka memoache akwa babium eba Kessben match so clearly ministry says here udu ho anope which is 8:24. I'm sure you got there by 7 years himself workers the ankafano by necessary omoba. But what is different today? The ministries and the other centers in Ghana.
Ameda say mema atiefo ene ahafo nyina akwaba eba Accra ministries na emprempren baabi a megyina ankasa Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana ayetwanitia efeno closak na oba closak ne mu ha say ya metumi akase enne aha baabi a se o pass ministries ha very very busy pa na atiefo be kai a ena no ya wada na bosumi ewo me ne de toso num na ya wada ana closak for nsɛmtwerɛfo nhyiamu ese womo esikasem omo adwuma ho sikasem bi ne ade a ɛwɔ sɛ aban no de ɛma omo ɛmfa ma omo sɛ omo amfa ma omo de a ɛyade a womo ɛbɛte atua ye kan mo kan no mfi sɛ ebi a agro anaasɛ bibi kɛkɛ saban no mu sinkonwa no mo kasade a ɛnyade a womo ɛbɛte atua no ene adwoadai me no kasa ye bɛbɛduru ha anopa bɛsɛ no nso no indeed enokre sɛ ade atua no womo ate ne pɛpɛpɛ esan sɛ wo hwɛ ahase ya ministries ha ɛyɛ baabi a kyerɛ sɛ adwumayɛfoɔ dodoɔ no a ɛyɛ abadwumayɛfoɔ ɛne ɛyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ ha sei sɛ wo ba ha sei anopa asat 7 a utumi sɛ da bia ha yɛ very busy mame ɛmfa wo nkɔ baabi taxi ranker ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ministries ya from circle eba da bia no ha no mo eba adwuma nanso na yɛbɛduru ha no pai metimi aka sɛ taxi ba kokora ensi ha ha very busy but enne no ha yɛ din wohwɛ ministries ha very very busy pa kyɛ sɛ ɛbɛhu sɛ adwumafo apake omo cars nanso me no kasa yi oba ha sɛ ya ha ɛyɛ din na ebia ene holiday ene enye holiday madwumafo nemum school fo a ekoma ache ye no ene wosen ko ba adwuma nemum enti ya ba ye ne hu ne se cluster 4 eye strike so ama ene womo antumi ama adwuma dodo no ama adwuma kire se womo so ne bae no ye ne nkrofo bi adidi nkomo a womo ye closac members a kire se womo enso kire mu se eye no kre strike ndo mu gina mu pa esan se ebra a womo ye nsamtrofo nhia mu ya wada no na nkomo hwe senka aban ebe frɛ womo na womo aka bibi a kire womo nenso still ebesi ne yenka bibia enkire womo bi o nso labor commission for senka womo strike na womo ekono enka na kwan mu enti nka mo mfa mra kwan no so nenso still ananse womo ne womo eguso a womo esi enkonwa enso still me no kasai betimi akase eye strike no egina mu a chese ne womo amadwuma ma me mfa wonko eye ba bia me do ekoyi aha wo hwe aha sei ya labor ministry eho anewo ebre bia no aha aye busy sa anso na eye agrek enso ewa ha eno nso ebre bia no aha aye busy papa eno nso sa no so ne oba ha yedin anka even e kwan mu no krampo no ohun se sometimes obu traffic kakra ene nso ene me no kasa de womo ansheda ama adwuma ene general so obu side dia na no kre oba se ya aha ayedin na che so mo kire mu a strike ne de yade a wo mu gina adwumafo no dodo no ama adwuma.
Derek, me any sound common way. Clearly, I buy any ending from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Before someone she every about national labor convention, very illegal. Yene Edmond, Akwedin common say omune omo employer buying NLC for National Labor Commission for and omo enya. And you know, a cofer in 7 will be na aba. But say I will wish maybe chief directors and everybody might be there. Maybe we'll call a Ministry of Agri and IBB, and maybe subsequently you might get the reasons why you be or more MI. But closer for now, no I didn't come a short while ago and say yeah foul on. Show many man they are worried. They say I said yeah when you be kuna ni pakrono enfi uno. I said yeah hipa ameboa.
Sa pepepe no mo eka esan se wo mo akiremu a wo hwe senia anka enne adwumayefo mo adwuma mo ye ene ade nka dododie bi a aban ne komo esi nkonwa no ankom susu se anka yade a wo sa aban ye bae otumi hwe na wo address wo mo issue no besi ne wo mo address issue no aban so emfrɛ wo mo emma wo mo ne wo mo enka se ebia munya abotre enne na ekina yade a yebehwe na ne amo pepe mo pe no yade ama mo ni nyina mu no wo nka hwe na wo kire mu kura mpo a eye nkare ya wada no mo ye nsem trofo nsia mu no na nka wo mo hwe senka aban beto nsafro mo se bia ye no so munyante bibia eno nti na enne omo eguso a wo mo eco strike no mo so mo members ni nyina se obia Ghana ha nyina obia entrance ba bia kosi se wo mbete anase kosi se wo ne omo ehwehwe no aban betumi ayama omo ansana wo mo atumi akọ ubusa se ministries no oba definitely chief directors ni nkrofo bi mako enokre obaha enipa ba ko mienu ewo ho nemom omo ni ministries pa ne de obehu se enne utumi se bibi ekoso sanse enipa dodo ene ebabi akas anka ba this time ka pake ewo hase no ene dodo no ano enipa eni ha but nipa ba ko mienu miensa bi na behu omo sese babi e gina sese ya Ministry of Works and Housing a chese ene water resource ministries no kasai obaha se ya hu se aha I din because sebe enye dwumefo kra na pake wa hanko a enkrofo ba ebeye omo nneoma ene ade omo pake but ene ekire se bibi ekoso a enye se na holiday working day nemom strike na eye closer for ekono enu nti na ma aha ayedin general.
Okay, so another matter me pese o share mama has to do with omo mukra ashen omo ban, especially taxi ne boot for no de work Kessben. What it means is that clearly omusika ebe conform because a month for more. I wish you get a taxi driver or probably one of them to speak with so that they be who the effect say omo strike be sana ayana a home ye pa maybe if the taxi rank penny for no more hono then we can get to them. But me share the feed now the my SCC and it tells me said nipa eni hokra. I mean, omo nam hono kra no chiro say there's no effect in man said that enkoyi sa e wo honom. Again, omo ton duane ne kra no, I doubt whether today omo benya eye omo sika se no mo pen na. I've also seen say bi mu at the red banner abobo main gate no e wo honom. Omo ton aduane wo ho ice water for ne omo maka nyina no. You could speak to any of them to find out whether they are really happy. Omo nya ntie ne tamben and omo ehu say clock sack for no so omo call a striker. The effect of it, you know, so at the same moment, ewo honom.
No correct. Baby, I mean no kasai. Taxi station ewo ministries ha. Ha na obi a free circle. Eba adwuma ewo ministries no omoba ene ade. Na ene oba ha say ya taxi no ba kumie no nka bia nka ba nanka dodo no. Nene no asa ayedin obesi nipa mba ko mienu a na okọ obesi ya na okọ o yese kamani taxi drivers ni bi nkasa but me no kasa de aha ayedin omuba ya osi ya na okọ eche se ha nche danye busy e ka aduane sem ni ade nka ministry so beba no mutunton aduane ene dodo no ano anche da ama me no kasa minim empanifo bi wa ya no ya na omo ha sei minim se ka me no bitima bonkomo abisa omo se ahano ene ahano etisen strike ya papa me mo ache ba Kessben so da bia e ba ehu sa no pa bia no ya na taxi drivers are pack wo ha but ene aha yedin entia
because sometimes maybe every passengers so if they are going on strike who is going to come again
enti wo hwe da bia no se de aha busy me ye sure se wata wa ha o de toto nyada okay but oba ha bi otim say how busy ene say strike no enya sunsuan so
I didn't when I won't na because I was asking how you doing the minim say strike krawa
okay mameni opening zumo nkomo kakra opening. Oh, okay. Ontimi nkasa. The reason binti enti general so busa me na me hwese nka ye ne omo moto aduane no so ba akom yenu bi ebetwe ne ahwe sede aha no esi etie na emum general metima kan asi so say strike no anya nsunsuanso ewo eye ministries ha efa aduane ton efa taxis efa ubers ene ade omo ye adwuma ni nyina no because da bia no ka be hu say ha ye busy general de wo ya we say obeba no nanka aha nyina ana kwan su nyina no ya pake enchen ama che say wo mo eye adwuma nenso me no kasa yi no aha ye din kwan a mani e kire so ya na say ba bia machi e kire eye straight to eye wo call anasa wo call custom service omo office ho ene wo kabre bia no nka ho ye busy ananka be hu say amanfo apake but the name no kasa ha ye din a metumi akase general strike no enya nsunsuan so pa.
Okay. Derek, mesan bawunchen biom when you arrive at a clock sack office one kasa ebia na executives ni bi ewo honom na so mo na mo office honom head office na ewo stadium honom na no nanka yen hwe say ubetumi abo awram na onim penfo di command. Then again maybe you might want to stretch to a Greek ministry ni wono ne side in chenchemu honom where you find the other gender ministry no makanyina no to see equally say so etisen, but that's a good work you have done. Okay, so I think you are heading towards a Closac for almost office here currently, right?
Yes, Closac, yeah. I want to say yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, say almost office na me say yeah.
Just almost
say yeah. Un say almost entrance na nkasa. Almost tum de danger. Security personnel so omo ha de omo eyo adwuma ehwe hakama nemum se adwumayefo no ebeba no yade de wani tu ya se danger ne bo omo pono no main entrance da omo de wura mu ko inside no ko ya adwuma no danger ne bo honom ti ne no adwumayefo no omo ama nemum oba ha se ya security personnel sa ewo ha ehwe ha de omo ewo ha se ya omo eye adwuma.
Okay, so Monsambra back to a gate we are ujina na no inscriptions in the Bobo Gate na no hono. Is there anything that is showing apart from say red banner no hono? No, we are no running inside. Here na yehu the cost was cast na ya parking the pesi yehu. Now inscriptions in the hono. What is it saying? What is it reading? Is it about the mona na said dear? I mean, who omo cars in be pickups in Ibia? It is also having red banner and all that. Okay.
Okay, we know maybe our more ascension. Hanuna Ewahase.
Okay.
Na nya bibia got to do with the strike.
Okay.
Name the ebemo who say almost strike no air cost. In inside the main gate. Oba say oba say baby omo the core office main entrance omo the core office no. Eno na me no kasai danger eba no. Na ka obeba no nka yade anka hu se ene working day na se omo strike bi ani ho a ka be hu se omo so ha inside ha nyina kasa ye ma e wa ha sei nemum me no kasa parking nyina ya kasa atumi se omo nhye da entu ana se nka be ya adwuma omo ana park e wa ha sei a chese general oba ha sei ya atumi se indeed bibi koso unse sometimes security personnel they omo ntumi enkasa nemum se bia unu obi edi nkomo na wo hwe yi a chese bibi e koso pa metumi akase general strike no say be sine aban frɛ wo the labor commission for ye ne ade nyina no omo no mo betumi asinkonwa nanso enya ne omo ka no said the omo strike no enamra so no mo be ye there because we yade a omo adi kan ne aban ahyehye dada wo se nka aban ye ma wo mo ti se aban enye ma wo mo dia enya de omo be ye adwuma na nanko mo expect say nke bia ya wada no kra no mo ye nsɛmtwerɛfo nhie mu no anka omo ebenya aban penifo ni bi nanka bia omo afro mo say omo emra nanso me no kasa de sesei no omo enye we say ya omo NTB bia eno nti ana omo enam so a omo so kasa strike ne de eguso a omo ekoso.
Very well, Derek. You better say, but we're going to come back to you again. Say, winya any other nafi yabidi and komoye pa as to other ministries. You know what is really happening there. Nafi so say biana closer campaign for be a PM honoma Edmond we PM nafi. You know most of your life nafi who hawa and yema AC echo honoma. Yeah, that's a pa ne a year and a pay reporter there my. All right, Derek Bedford and you know 18 commercials here, so we're live currently where the ministries baby any ministries nina gonna memuhana na you equity common just as you saw no clock sack for and paying for office and now with the red banner casting no red hoina dry. It means that a Juman Casano and Yadia or more a castle weba no beba and is making a National Labor Commission toothless Obibeka bulldog where they can't even say the illegal the nensono a closer for say omo enfi into no omo mano and pampa omo amba, so declaring that it is illegal. Given all the laws that you want to say nina no omo enfiu no na it shows clearly omo esi omo bo say ese omo ye de on pese omo ye no, but like I said no omo nyina ye nim kwan afa so a san nyema we ababedu san bimpen so since 2019 I almost started some negotiations we nyina no they've had two separate MOU signed with government. I mean, talking about implementation of new salary, no, almost 2 meetings since 2019, and almost started a buying a san komo way na. Clearly, Utumu say and Shada Ankuye, and an Americano Matisse, Rabampo, who is the executive director, my clocks, Akabeka Prapu say, time wa almost say no money a then Keno Furiata. Edin komo ama almost salary structure no to me agree na komo to me ayamo no. That was the same time and na eye opinion Kenu Furiata ashishe eye salary structure papa ama eye Ministry of Finance ejuma for leaving the larger sector no in terms of labor no omo de no entumi ambaso no and problem ba so omo identify so it was selective implementation of salary structure under the previous government, and this is what clocks are campaigning for eka. It was very selective then. So from 2019 about 2020, 2021, 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26. I mean, omudika se sanema we na no yatena ho back to back na fe ye hu de echo. And indeed, when they were told to say new salary structure will take effect on the 1st of January, then people were expecting, say the expectation was that from 1st January there, previous government na ya to honoma want to me implement san kopeso implement even if when no obewa bemu krapo no a yentumi enye ye no. That is the bone of contention right now. Omo employees and I say employer enya make employer na say aban or no employer workers we no omni enya say sisiane de yentina say na umfa eye neme bi endia grossa. We've been asking for this for how many years God knows, and it has not been done. So why was it not done? Why was it not put in place? And even if it was put in place, where they are saying say na a transition, a document no copy more transition time in him where they were supposed to see and implement it. What was in the document? Sikana ne womu anese yedi tua eye workers ne kano na it is saying entia aban presently is refusing to make it work. And now says so tua aban beboka. And now says so tua swa enema enko ye. Whichever way it is, we need to deal with this thing because indefinite strike will obviously affect aban. The workforce when it comes to aban ejuma ye. One of the things that I buy so etaye and it says and maybe say here, and I think it happens within the education sector where they will rather go in and pick other people to come from people's teacher for to come and support and to come and do it, making it feel that okay, moko krana we can still use other people to also make it work and all that. And no, another matter we have to deal with. So why is it that government from Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, Sunday, if indeed workforce of this country at the Wakumaswa, they have not heard from you. They have not heard anything from maybe today. And I'll bet you on one candia. Then, I mean, we know say Bibisa ebe to me akoso dia. We thank God. So we're looking by close of day, say Bibisa ebe to me akoso ane afia he the Ziga Steak is next. The Ziga Steak ebe bro and check cry. We are ebe ko Iran, Israel, and then the US. We're going to look at it and then action taken by the Minister of Foreign Affairs to UN and also on Comunina on the Bidinina and Anope Ewufia. There are too many things we'll have to talk about, we need to deal with. But American Church said diagnostic about industry said Tortina 74. A dross from Kwa Omode Abba. Tortina 74, the guy named T74 no a dross from Kwa Mamo a high blood pressure, Mamo high blood sugar, Mamo a cra akom a woman who are anchor your friend chronic wounds, hepatitis B and C, HIV and also kidney infections, liver infections, ulcer, prostate enlargement, bad breath, ulcers and also menstrual pain, chronic cough, asthma, chest pains, arthritis, swelling face and also a feet, mom nim and then monasi na no me pachowa diagnostic herbal industry say me kan cho say Tortina 74 T74 edrosronko aba be pm e herbal shop na face pharmacy shop bia me pacho say opese utie mu ye na onya say edro ni be pan dia won pen for diagnostic herbal industry for nd and common e was 0246 073498 0246 073498 and also says 050 1628 931 050 1628 931. Now we need for ND and Komo. We if you diagnostic herbal industry for her and that takes me to a Ziga for Ziga Steak. Or text messages and I feel so a WhatsApp messages and patch of an bra making kind ama comments and pillar 2 me who the NK 2029 Dr. Baumia BD president. And you're saying that the MPP is the only party in Ghana with clear policy like free SHS. Let's vote for them back for a better Ghana. Go those to Nina Chu Chum Amponsa, next US MPP branch woman organizer hopeful, and then I just Safia Mohammed, and the next woman organizer hopeful if you come and Pilatuho and now or day buy, and then I seen a blueprint from Esikado Ketan Mehu dear let me read this one quick now for this one says in recent statement Mr. JDM of the opposition argued that the Russian-Ukraine war could not possibly affect Ghana because as he put it, Accra is about 7,000 kilometers away from Russia. He went on to suggest that due to this distance, Ghana is isolated from the conflict. But what exactly is he trying to say? The reality is that no country is immune to the ripple effect of a global crisis. This kind of reasoning reveals just how hypocritical and disingenuous he can be by attempting to deceive Ghanaians in the desperate bid for power. It's clear we need change from this net administration. This one, greetings to DMB, the next president of Ghana. But I will also tell you exactly what Rajon Mahama said then when it comes to the Russian-Ukraine war. And then we'll just oppose what is really happening now. Morning, Bibia Bokodi.
Yeah,
okay, with it. Sorry, I said Derek, I just ready with an update from Closak for or more indefinite strike. No, I mean, Derek one of member back. She said, "Derek, what me car? Mami update. You know, she said, what do he find and what is really happening?"
General Sanda so our ministries and baby me general say mechichire controller and accountant general department aha oba ha say all this service any ana controller etwaso sa enso ana former attorney general enso of ministries so ne eda so adwuma gender enso ewo manim na manim tenten so general abrebi anka oba say abedi kaka anka ha busy pa nanso me na wo kasai oba sese ya aha enhyeda nye busy said de bia na yehu no ana se strike bia ni ho a yehu no ubehu se nipa ba akumienu na ebesen ubehu se obi ho a no okọ kabire bia no kaka packs ne de nka me kase ya na emu ayema nanso me na wo kasai ene oba ha se ya ha nye very busy duane ayo motonton ene ade ewa ha obeba nanka enipa egu ho kama nenzo me no kasa de oba enipa baako mienu ebi na omo ejidegina ho a metumi akase insunsuan strike insunsuan so no eyade a ekoso pa metumi akasa affect bibibia se aduane ton se drivers se bibi obi ba bedi ni djuma bia no eyade a etumi a strike aka pa the general me gina ha na na se saba ha no so no aha enye very busy senia other ministries na di kan call ye no no so sa pepepe nete it betimi aka se closak for a strike no enya sunsuan so enepa ewo enne yadwuma so ntitiru ni ministries ha ye de ye ni a chere anopa yi.
Okay, enti bibi amehwe sesi ano the other side of ministries where we're thinking sanka also bema pressure and all that, even though cars are packed, even though there are few people who are there to make I mean work and all that, you know, and said that you're very effective sir say sanka and can no kibe hu samam for ekoba na omo edins also na fe omo pe ejuma akwakoye na me amam for so rush by inside, but the effect, you know, I don't know whether maybe subsequently you might deal with the minister and as a labor office on to really find out from them how effective how be affected the workforce ama aban any baby biomaku, because clearly I know pay say me ma sorry na say me say me ba be follow up or me nkrata so me ba be follow up or ye niema ye di hu komo last week and I say me dey buy na say me ba na say omo call striker. You are delaying me, you are denying Ghanaians, you are it is a whole effect on mine so when it comes to Sanyama way. So we might want to see the labor office, maybe if the minister is in or probably chief director or the PR or something to tell us what they said, because they need the Derek Nkoyi.
No credit general no crepa said udi kaka ye no obi wo ho a na bia ne oba aba be di ne djuma na bia ya hye ne se omra, although the ministries is opened anansi ya bia pono no ato ho nanso me no kasa yi no adwumefo no aye bia ombehwe no mo ya djuma no dodo no ama medical ka say ministries ne de oba obi bia bia a mani kire say ya controller won say nipa ekọ eba nipa ekọ na eba nemum ehwe se de nkanipa dodo e wosenke wuram no a ene no nya de a dodo no a etumi ewuram anase de bia na nka ha ebisi no ene no entesa ebiom enti yefri ha ye de ani beko ba bia ye labor ho no ministry so na fe yasa call labor commission for no enya closer for no so aye se omo so besa atwetwe nkomo na yahu nia ebesie.
Okay, Derek, Medasepa, we're going to come back to you again now if you're here. There ko any the eba a closer almost strike, indefinite strike now or more akono. You be but we're going to stay with them and then find out more and then we'll give you feedback on that one. But yes, just enough here in Ziga in the Encommon Ziga Stick today, Monday the 9th of March 2026. Ziga. Matching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bibi aboko there.
Bibi abo nyame adomara kwana so.
Erade adom kakakra.
There is a weekend there, my pal.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yes, I like your political suit.
Oh, me that's it.
Yes,
Me that's it. Me that's it.
Yes, yes. Weekend kuyi pa nyame adomara kwana. Yes, nyame adomara kwana. Na yeguso oh ya won kwa na wade.
Sure.
That's the most important.
Sure.
Do if you know one can say to me what dia. Wrong pop one to go back to Kujaria, that is what the Yasi. And the Radia Kwabasa, nothing else. Nothing else. So in the Radiasi. You see, the Pacific President Mahama. President Mahama. Waka corruption was him. If I 6 March, the speech in him. I'll talk about it, but my case we find NPP for. Especially the NPP communicators and the serial callers and more texters. I don't know if I should call them serial texters.
Yeah.
Why are they rushing? Why are they rushing? And who've been telling them that? Listen, Abayaba, not even up to 1.5 years. And a disaster be per se eba in bedroom. Why are we? What do we have to start? Coming out with doom messages. And Russia, Ukraine war, President Kabi. Russia, Ukraine war, President Kabi. So what? So what? Because President Mahama said the Russia, Ukraine war shouldn't be an excuse. Etientra homa Iran ne US Israel war no embe hetie Maakye sika bonya de. I thought it doesn't make sense to me. Madwene ho amentiase. Listen, NPP communicators no mutiem Richard Ahiaba ene ne nkofo omutiem yi. Eti abayi ba ye omuni bibia abetimi aka ho se ade a emaaye ene ye beka ho asem. Ade emaaye. Metiase. When President Mahama said Russia-Ukraine war, that was a disaster. The economy was no good at that time. And I'll see, what mean for blame come Russia-Ukraine war? Today, a biba, a nyamai, I don't know, chairman, mansa. Nippon say, we should brace ourselves. One can't let Ghana for one, or catch the whole Africa, or can Tanzania. I didn't know my, I didn't know me and chairman, mansa. Say, Edward G. Tamaklu, lawyer, NPA boss, or say, the fuel that we have can cater for us for your father say 5 weeks, 3 days. Good. Then Trump will say, Obe ended this war in 5 weeks. It's young funny say, no baba, though Trump will say there wouldn't be any negotiation. Iran forces so almost surrender. It's young funny say, then people sit down and say, oh no, there be pay wududu. We need to solve this problem. And within the 2 weeks or 3 weeks, say, sir, one way and dear. What will be your message? What will be your criticism? Russia, Ukraine war. You say, you might bibia ma yentoto kesi kam yentoto fiwa mu yentu bibia mu no masase atwotwo messages and the Russia Ukraine war president kai Russia Ukraine is the last oh yes I know oh yeah I clear say you don't have anything against this government then you are waiting for bibia be heti aban no when ya samaka that is one. Two we yes I know eya koye say we need message bia for your people we yes I know eya koye say o pese disaster back because you are worshiping your political party. You know my sir. Omususun rashi. Adiane baba then you see omususun rashi. Messages ya now kenkai. Who can be another abesame bopano? Unmadukotia. Because I never me say adiane mai. Who rashi sa okoi? It is a basis I say a create talk on the 10 year. What to be your message? What to be your message? You are rather giving your opponent a tool to write, or they have the bragging right over you. Oh, no, let me go to my issue. Hey, President Mahama, aka corruption was him. Now you see, a dear a buying co position. It be bad policies. You can't bad policies are the domestic exchange board. It wasn't bad, but the timing was bad. Because even the vice president, Professor Nano Pukwajman, had to be said the domestic exchange board, it was good. And then I'm at so $45 billion. The American so it was good, but the timing was bad. Policies like Asofote Money, suddenly Jida. It wasn't bad policies, and not bad intention, but nipa bi money ye be bad. The American say, and no to do a buy co-position. A dear bakoye, a dear bansu co-position, issues. Issues like a galamsey yentimi solve. Issues like a water problem. President Kofor was a water problem. That is why we had Kofor Gallon. Issues like President Kofone, the Ga people, effort the naming of Accra Sports Stadium. Almost all the coastal areas in Greater Accra, NPP for Lucia. These are some of the issues a timidity a co-position and a corruption. Now listen, me who NDC one, President Rawlings NDC one. We saw it. And we saw Atamil's NDC, which is NDC 2. We have seen Nana Dankwah Kufuor NPP 2, and we have seen President Kofor's NDC NPP 1. Listen, me who are buying, was dear passing John Mahama buying with that, me would be that. Chebi am person be kind of great. Me who are buying, me name say beer, and Kofor kase oye. The most experienced politician in Israel. Sebia, the overwhelming majority that he had in this country voted the man in Israel. Sebia, or continent, and maybe no man was about to correct the mistakes. I don't know. But, I have never seen a government that was dear as a John Mahama buying with you. Atame Osabai. Satam na NDC4 yenya owura Victor Solomon yede na koje pe meboa yede owura Kwame Pepra akoje yede Danabo de pe akoje yede Tatuchi Kata akoje. But when Atamis came the first year there was a lot of corruption scandals awa na bamu goyo memuni edoso. But also the first 2 years, the first year Atamis government was hit by Maybe and Johnson, the British firm that confessed to this country, say government officials paid them bribe. They paid bribe to them, and about we need bread contracts. That's 2209. Time Atamis buy. And the American writer say 209, and the 2010 we saw this Tamahabo issue now. Atamis went there unannounced. head road our Tamahabo and Penifoni. That's the 2 years. But the first year, what I'm interested in is maybe a Johnson, a British firm on a confession. Said they paid bribe to our officials. Emma Atames quickly did a reshuffle. Jamaica what I say. Nana to Dankwah Kufuor came. Obebano na corrupt scandals be bar, though people were not jailed. NPP time in Kufuor time, Obi say Samuel Boateng and the wife Zulika, they went to court. Obi say Tarzan Rakubu Bene Rakudu Pienu Oboko court. Obi say Akwesi Osieje, former foreign affairs minister, Joshua MP, Obuso Echo court. On and on and on. None of them were able to jail. But when Kufuor came, the first year 2017, we had a contaminated fuel scandal. 5 million liter of the first contaminated fuel were sold to unlicensed companies. You remember that issue? That's the first year of the Kufuor. And the second year, visa scandal, Australia visa scandal, Emma Pius Hanamade Muho Eko Kayaniadi. Listen, I buy way by. It looks like they have learned something. 1 full year, we haven't recorded any corrupt scandal. 1 full year. You didn't record any corrupt scandal. It is a plus for President Mahama. The other time he said something, was say, Tamani adi want to be cocked. And was say, I am na yase, Adiana Kakoye, Omo nye the party for. Now he's waiting for the day that on one party ni ebe mistake. Then Ghana for Bedina say yes, he came to fix this country. Refix or yes, refix this country. Minim se sadena na abonko fo hu a minim se sadena no bia a party for so free say no, we have to learn something. But we need to applaud the government because we have before yanya brofo. Eduti the mama he start to say the NDC2 did not learn anything from NDC1. Yet there was a corrupt scandals in their first year. The NPP2 did not learn anything from NPP1, but there were still corrupt scandals in Akufuor's first year. So if you see President Mahama, next year who corrupt scandal bia for the first year, and we are in that third month in our second year, I think that you need applause. The one thing that I would say is, NDC ni bia and as a government official bia or a card bearing member, our National Democratic Congress, say corrupt a you be confirmed swat. They should hang him. They should hang him because corruption is a one of the year cases and I say factors are a by co-position. The economic indicators are all right. It is a fact. Everything, fact from inflation to GDP to foreign reserve to be, it is a fact. It is your papa no who so akwakwaya de bia be ma ban we sie no nyama ba from no hanging. When I say hang, I'm not talking about Algerian hang. I'm not talking about other countries, the way they hang people. But they should use him to set an example. They should eliminate or dismiss the person, remove or withdraw his membership as a member of National Democratic Congress. Mahama has done well. Okay. And I think that we need to guide him.
Okay.
So if the officials, they hear us criticizing them, and you be bia, and you be bia na obi pe there be nesika bi and you na nemom we speak to put them on their toes that somebody has started something, because for all you know, no bia na Mahama no ade Jubilee House o nya sade no bia na Julius de Bra bi de onyo bia na Rikopoku bi de onyo, but Kojo baby se baby free say when your opportunity obaka could create confusion and problem at the abra ban a bar the beka se Mahama's government.
Yeah, and I call you.
Yes, so we need to
Okay.
Have them guided.
Okay.
Now you move on as a country. That's
all right. But as Ziga Steak and what is Siano from a Nana Point Ziga 5 minutes into a 9 a.m. Meeting area Mansanso for Kojo Preko Dankwah. Now young corner for ye the Honorable Ofusu Asamoah, former Executive Secretary, National Labour Commission, Enkodi and Common. Now for ye share other matters has to do with a year clock sack for strike. You know, I want to look into it and find out from National Labour Commission and then other matters as to how they will have to deal with some of these matters and all that. Great Kingdom Medical Center, Great Kingdom Medical Center, and as a hospital, Great Kingdom Medical Center, a medical center bia edimu pa. Medical center oko honomwa me say udu honomo no 50% of woyare no na atiko. Hospital I would do honoma to say yes, service near the Asia wono. Wow, jina honum din wo say, "Hi, me pa minie. Me pa me yare pa na say ho me te say de sebio me ye onhinin." Hospital I would do honoma to say yes, we check up no BBI a one stop shop. Hospital I would do honoma to say yes, a nurse for na doctor for accessory. No more frefro na fi omo show na ura aye ward out to say yes, we ra ward. Ward out remo to say yes, we jia home. Ward out to me ra to say yes, and maybe I would day de ko eye den ya ene de ase de woda eye hotel no. Eye de hifa na make Great Kingdom Medical Hospital e ho asem na make choro. Omo eye general medical services na face no omo share eye general surgery. Omo sanso ye plastic and reconstructive surgery including BB on eye liposuction and face eye tummy takidina. Etimo mo to se sika puturi die na mo de ko Turkey. Na mo de ko ye Dubai ene de aka nyina sa mo ko hihye mo niema no me pacho wa ni nyina no Great Medical Center and as a hospital etumi ehwe ni nyina emaw ye no ma ya so ye hwene na face no se be ye minimu ha ye pa no ear nose and throat services ni nyina no omo ewo bi ewo honom ye no ma ye ni ha ye a ye share ye lens na face woni aye ko wedi no waposa otu se niema enhye da enko ye wakọ hospitals akwa pacho Great Kingdom Medical Hospital. Eho NSS woko. Yenoma yehia x-ray, scan, ECG, papa. Machines ebetumi ahwe ewo lab na face no ye nneema bia mu no. Woko Great Kingdom Medical Hospital. Wonsa ebeka. Yenoma ye pe dental, yesen kaka yesen to crab them, yesen no just say higher problems. Be afi miensa nie, afi numuni obi kran hwe ne senda. Me pacho wa dental and dental x-ray services ewo homa ewo Great Kingdom Medical Center and as a hospital oko honoma wonsa ebeka omo wo ekropon omo ben Kingdom Estate honom na omo ewo fre number C na book appointment fre number C na eji direction ni akwanche ni ye pa se na be ya udu Great Kingdom Medical Center wo ho anchiro na bibia betumi akoyie ama number C ni 059 372 2619 059 372 2619 and I feel so 053 084 8502 053 084 8502 wonsa ebetumi aka Great Kingdom Medical Hospital and as a center na onyomo edi enkomo omo equipment pa edi adwuma de of the best and intino menstrual crowd honoma bibia ebetumi akoye ama 9 minutes into 9 a.m. Mami kwa humane so na mene the Honorable Ofusu Asamoah, former Executive Secretary Emma National Labour Commission ndi enkomo emfa issues that are surrounding clock sack for omo indefinite strike na omo akono omo starte omo press conference on Thursday and they starting today 9th of March. Mamene Honorable Ofusu Asamoah ndi enkomo na fe yenko details ni yenhwe truly what really transpired and sababidu se sempepen so yeah ababidu ora Ofusu Asamoah Michel eba Kessben TV so na fe so Kessben 92.9 mijiri yese bibia boko de
nyamia dum bibia boko
ye de rade so ase ye so ye hu ye ewo ye Kessben TV so na fe so Kessben 92.9 FM so ye hu ye pa na anopedi ye bo puno na enye bone kra so bi ka se ba na se BBB se sane se sebio aban ko na aban so aba now clock sack campaign for Thursday issue a statement to say with effect from today on a strike. It has to do with almost say be non common for say and SSA cost since 2019 as the same way you say and to me uncle ye. Indeed, NLC Bibiana or and kind issue statement to say a strike no makono very illegal. Oma church mu say mrani bi empne momo enkosa strike ni say mediation ni maybe entumi ankoso and say meetings bi entumi ankoso sa mananye. But Closac for say the issue that they have has to do with the employer and not the NLC. What did BB say ya? And say bad details of from 2019 no. What did details be say ya? For young fan saying
Mitia oti fona
Biajo so
Mitie Closac or General Secretary, that is Dr. Bampo, declaring the strike, indefinite strike, beginning and next.
yes.
I tried to reach him, say what is happening then, unfortunately, Maniano, but I'm watching with the many radio stations, media reports now. What they seem to say, now is almost can say, Omani abandoned to serve our conditions of service, or my family and your man to think to you. Ama almost deny it. It was so that. Nti akate aban ebeye tia amoma na sense say no odebeye adwuma na 2019 aban emfanye adwuma say MPP o say NDC na adia eti won akoma ni say won hu say nti na aban emfanye adwuma no yi nkrofo bi ewo finance emso CGR so dem no mu de ya mo quiet say omu physical machine no isn't physical community do ompenom de omucho mu nka imo won aka de we chiri no mu public civil servants no omu de yempem mo mfire nyon no nkwesta no physical ni na ya dia sana omu chiri mu omu ma no na say no kwese de wo kan de a say aban ayepemu dia ene na say eno de entwayi se abia ya shisha ya se atwi nu esensene ni a ni ba kwa no enya ba ko iti se abia ya apply for mu nyina abia ene ya na ye the bus aban ensa enso mu nyina mu so preko pedia ene bia na de shisha ba se me ye finance for the amount otina ya ye local government anasi na se ye koye ibinu mu de na mu amaka ebie ni ho mamodi anka hwe amamodi a ene na edidijade ene emuna na edam na manabasa na labor law na ye wo no eye krapatai eye aban ankrankwe edwuma fo a omodi nyuma ene edwuma ye fo ene kan wo bom na mo twero mra no se mra wo ye de be edwuma iti so fa me edwuma mu a wo mra wo tua me kan se me yire me honam ye edwuma sebi enhihye ni tie me ba no pa me kwa nyimre ya break me ko ni ti edwuma ta me di edwuma no ni fa ye bibi foforo onso bo so me so a obitua meka na yi nyina no ya fiati ba so bedwa a ye labor commission center wanta wa bi ba yentema ye mfa nko no mo so mo ge no mo tifi na nia o mo beka bia no ni bi di so ye bi ma ya ye de bekoko eti se aban eni Closac aye hihye esi ginaye dia na se Closac ye nte so mu tifi omuti ginaye wi omko adwuma pepepe omu adwuma pepepe e de na ya aban so afedie se ginaye no omuti no obedi so na wachi amuka ye to so yinu de ampa se omuti ginaye e na Closac yo adwuma e na eze se aban di ni hihye so no ni so and I could create labor commission. Now, the labor commission is organized. Then I'm here and moving Juma 2019 said you more Canada. Then it behoves on the government. They are buying after the and would be after the labor commission now would be on the council will be so. It is the most I want to say my way so. na sɛ mo de akɔdan commission na commission so aka na mo ani so bia ɛne na ɛntwa yi ɛno na ɛyɛ mpempi yɛde atuateɛ sɛdeɛ ɔmo akye atue ɛba yi na atuateɛ no nso na nyɛ sɛ bia woyɛ obi adi asɛm na aban so commission ahye so ni so onye wi na wanyɛ ntu pɛgya ya na wate atua ɛno nso wo hyehyɛ wɔ so ɔbɛte atua wobɔ aban kokɔ anaasɛ onipa na woyɛ n'adwuma no kokɔ na wode saa kokɔbɔ no nso akɔbɔ national labour commission na ɔmo ahwɛ sɛ okay ɛnam nso a wode kokɔbɔ no ma aban anaa adwuma wura anaa wobɛhwɛ yɛ na ɔmo ntu ho anamo biara deɛ a ɛdeɛ na wotumi ti atua no na sɛ anamontuo bi aba sɛ commission nso asɛm no nso yɛ bɛdi anaa ebi a yɛde ama arbitrator anaa ebi a yɛafa mediator sɛ wɔnhwɛ no nsiesie a wɔ mmerɛ a ɛtimitie ne kɔ so ɛwɔ commission anaa arbitration anaa mediation ne deɛ na wonni wo kwan sɛ wote atua ɛhɔ ne deɛ mennim sisi a baabi a mete no sɛ ɔmde ama arbitration sɛ ɔmde ama mediation anaa commission ɛdi asɛm no na sɛ sɛdeɛ wo fi ase ɔkaa sɛ commission ahyɛ sɛ mfa mmarakwan mu deɛ a ɛne na meyɛ akɔka sɛ ebia na commission aso afɛ mu anaa ɔmo de ama arbitration anaa ɔmo nhyehyɛ no ɛwɔ mu sɛ mpo obi ani biribi so a yɛmfa nkɔ arbitration ansa na atuateɛ bɛti bɛm a aba ɛna ɛmmaa no saa yɛm sɛ yɛna biribi saa yɛ
okay deɛ ɛyɛ NLC for ɛde to dwa no I'm say ɛbaeɛ na first of the thing ɔmo kan ne sɛ the strike does not meet the legal requirement for industrial action. Then they went further to say, the failure on CLOSAC afemune say they were supposed to the requirement was supposed to be a 7-day notice under section 159 and 160 of the Labor Act 2003 Act 651. Despite that, CLOSAC maintains almost strike is in full effect. So that was where NLC came in, say illegal. No.
It is a cross as the Labour Commission air cancer, and you know, may have Abia Yawadan. Now, Obukan, if Yawada be CMNO, if you die a holiday,
yes,
and then you are not just in the front zone and so on. Well, Abia, Amana illegal. Two, MP, maybe a Chomono, now is it not grass for air cost strike, and our teacher. Strike no more con. Emramen we see notice no utintim krata e the commission. No utintim krata e the akoma employer whether it is government or private. They do a no press conference. Oh, they are they are giving notice of a strike. That is not what the law says. You don't declare strike through a press conference. You declare strike by giving adequate notice within the time specified by law to the commission and to the other party. It is also now for a press conference. December, Mubeko striker. City and Eco December is about 8 months and now 9 months now. It's not that they approved 7 days now, but it doesn't give you the right. You can't declare strike through a press conference. It is not so necessary. Whether the notice we are talking about was actual notice that was given to government and the Labour Commission, or it was through a press conference.
I think all of us had it through a press conference, and indeed, National Labour Commission also says that they had it in the media. I mean, they also had it from there.
That is no notice. You must serve the law. We serve notice on them. You don't serve notice to a commission by going to call Kessben FM, Kessben TV, Sumpa TV, and then say I'm going on strike. That the commissioners should go and listen to the radio. I mean, the commissioners don't listen to the radio and they don't watch TV.
All right, someone. Okay, so that brings me back to this one. I need further education on this one. So, sir, would you can say a tight friend is saying setup and where it comes with NLC, any employer and any employee will have to go through some of these things. So clearly say and maybe say cost in terms of say adwumayefo enkankan aban adwumayefo ne yomo employer ya aban edins and was will be say do we have as part of the meetings in paying for more NLC be join through processing and I say a honey diana and shada and fat NLC until say problem beba.
When it comes to negotiation between the parties.
Okay.
My phone or more Iran now NLC doesn't come in.
Okay.
NLC acquire say judge court would be at them. If you are some now who tell me yes, now a visible one would be a lady. So the parties will negotiate at their own on their own strength. Okay. On that arm's length.
Okay.
No why is there? Nobody are better dying. If we see to the implementation of what their negotiated agreement,
okay,
then we ascertain whether there was negotiation, whether it was done in good faith. Or I mentioned, if you am them, a good one, or one no mutinasi no muye, and no mujitu, and no mudi or musasha, yes, saying Yadia Finta Winnie, the day, then will be sure it works. So during the process of negotiation, the NLC doesn't come in. NLC comes in when the people, one party has failed or there's a problem with it. Then we ascertain.
Oh, okay. But is it surprising? Has it happened? Before where Jumeifo Akko strike now for 3 days or for 4 days, a buying enkasai and the employer no enkasai na bibia yedi. Now the CLOSAC in Painful feels that government is not talking and all that.
It has happened several times. So you are not there now. If you are myself, it will be a member of 5 cities. What will be man for 5 cities now? It is a 244. Now see the India into Tia. The baby manua a 2 things either to be chased canama. And I'm the boy. I say, oh, I'm Papa Jessica, and now would be 2 now, China. It is sometimes the government or the employer may be quiet. Tactically, if you are doing what you know, Martin, Nakwamano. Etiano Martin, Nakwamano, the place can let your muka. And now say, if you are finance minister, person Casanimu, she shall na you would die, the show my beating at you. And I be a Tiano Martin Crano. Yes, I am from Raquem, until the fraternity general, no, I use him, near the court, and I be busy. And Tiatiani bar, and when you more the other party may not react. Sometimes it is tactical. Okay. Or simply let's move. Who reprecupe and could seem to or castle Tiantia, what and what big you are no Akata. Wagano can be a bishop. Wagano can be a Itiamra. Wagano can be a Emphaquim. And it goes behind the scenes now. You know that Tiani and King. It will be a cry be any affront and phone. Comedy say, India, a woman say, Yafundi, Munamuyam Penny for minimum of running Kata, Namunkolo of strike, name will be it is sometimes not that the government being quiet or the employer being quiet. Does not mean that the government and after the employer is deaf to what is happening. They were sitting as on the air course. You will behind the scenes talk. Only I'm opening 2 bedroom. The 2 bedroom, and I account them and I went. I'm sure between that time and this time, the government, the employers, and all stakeholders are doing something. Certainly, if civil service and local government service are going on strike, the whole government is coming to a halt.
Yeah.
Well, minister now engagement.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Ministry of Finance will be engagement? Ministry of Health will be engagement. And now so we call district assemblies, you are local government workers. Now all local government workers, these assembly municipal metropolitan will be engagement. In fact, the whole country's administration is grinding to a halt if this thing is effective. And I don't think it is the best.
Yeah, but that's it. So it means, and can be beside your personal view on how you would have solved the matter. This is the angle you would have probably seen a government looking into.
I will plead with government to do what it has to do. I will plead with CROSAC to be a little patient and bear with the government and come to sit at the table and resolve the issue. At the end of the day, strike in your manner. And what would be imagine the investor is going to negotiate. I give me visa, ABA 1 week. I'll be doing Ghana. That's all the minister this year. And I say process will be a registrar general department. And I say process will be anywhere. ABA municipal assembly be crown or development do or nobody now working a month for striking. You know, sometimes the cheaper bedroom here. Near Koya and I buy. Okay, I did a very now. Oh, I say. No correct.
All right. We're looking forward, sir, and some okay, you know, buying any a yes, be closer from paying for in Abehe. Now, Motimia Sovuna, you to me, acquainting. Yeah, that's a pa. Yes, yeah, that's the Honorable Ofusu Asamoah, former Executive Secretary, National Labour Commission, and AD and Komono a Closak who and Koma a course on 27 minutes into 9 a.m. Now, my main can we not call the matters arising because clearly Zigabo. So, but I just want us to go back now. Yenkuti exactly things are Omukanye then and now, and what is really happening. Now, this one says teacher constitution. One says if Ukraine-Russia war didn't affect Ghana under the Nana Dankwah due to the distance, how will the Middle East conflict impact us? Nobody should blame fuel hikes on U.S.-Iran tensions. Let's be consistent in our logic. If distance shielded us, then it should apply now too. The economy isn't a yo-yo, but it's fact. Greetings to Honorable Mavis in Kansan Buedu Nana B and Mr. Usu Bempa in Sheso MPP Chairman Hopeful. Now, my rasa deal well. Now, for Yentie exactly as someone then former John time na or campaign no as someone can far the Russia-Ukraine war no or can far huntia. Ama enemre mu no ye ina no ya start edi hu enkomo sisi thinking say what is happening with the Iran no any Israel ne their course wo ho no if it affects us then he doesn't have a say to say it no me pesi etie then we'll come back and then deal with the matters very well because there was a reason why he said that. The reasons now or the two jano. That is what I want us to focus on. Now, for Yenshe, say indeed, sa and okaye, and I say, and yes, sa, as no kaya. Then we'll listen and then watch a dear president. Then make Nanado Dankwah Akufo-Addo eka yentia a mass assassin way nano a buy because then attribution to the Ukraine-Russian war no was what the main reason tia. Economy no answer that enkoye under the MPP, but the reasons then campaign time now President John Dramani Mahama at the two Jan Yentie na Yenshe they will come back to do these analysis.
Ukraine-Russia war. Now Ukraine-Russia omokwa efa ya Ghana for efa ya hoben. Yeah, it's your baby. Ukraine-Russia war. Oshe what's not play mu now kasa wo call Ukraine na ufi Accra 7,000 kilometers and san wakodru na mo ko mo ntokwa den say yesika sem na Cote d'Ivoire so kasa say Russia Ukraine na mo ko and so Ukraine-Russia war. Now Ukraine-Russia omokwa efa ya Ghana for efa ya hoben. Yeah, it's your baby. Ukraine-Russia war. Oshe what's not play mu now kasa wo call Ukraine na ufi Accra 7,000 kilometers and san wakodru. No mo ko mo ntokwa then say Yesikasem. Na Cote d'Ivoire and Son Kase, say Russia, Ukraine, no more. And so.
Okay, so this is one of a Nehemiah campaign time, John Dramani Mahama Ekaye, and then he really smartly said, say sa enetedia enenanka Cote d'Ivoire and Maakye they should be suffering under the same Russian-Ukraine war and Tokwana and Ekosono, and so Cote d'Ivoire didn't speak. Cote d'Ivoire didn't say when it comes to more economy. Maybe Togo, Burkina Faso, and the rest did not complain. Say because of a Russian-Ukraine war and Hunti and the man Eka. But Yentie Nanado on the Russian-Ukraine war, the reasons are Nanado and Maya. Then I'll come back and I will do this analysis as well.
Since the beginning of this year, been further aggravated by the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which has worsened the economic outlook of the entire world. We in Ghana have not escaped this development, and the consequences are being felt in rising living costs at our markets and at fuel stations. The terrible events in Ukraine have a direct impact on our lives here in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, 30% of our wheat, flour, and fertilizer imports come from Russia. 60% of iron rods and other metal sheets are imported from the Ukraine. And almost 20% of Ghana's manganese is shipped to the Ukraine. The bombs might be dropping on cities half a world away, but they are hitting our pockets here in Ghana. Even so, we have managed to ensure that fuel supplies have not been disrupted, unlike in several other of the world. Difficulties we face, and the raft of measures we're introducing to bring relief and restore us to economic growth.
Ukraine-Russia war. Now Ukraine-Russia, Omokwa, Efa, ya Ghana for Efa Yahube. Yeah, it's your baby. Ukraine-Russia war. What's not play more now? Kasa will call Ukraine now. Ufi Accra, 7,000 kilometers and San Wakudru. No more common talkwa. Then say Yesikasem. Na Cote d'Ivoire and Son Kase. Say Russia, Ukraine, no more. And so.
Okay, so these are two reasons. Your friend is saying John Dramani Mahama and in response to Ora Nana Akufo-Addo then issues now on raise but mintie and I now what Ora John Dramani Mahama aka efa the same issues that are also happening with the wars, Iran, US, and
not immune from the shocks of global events. Recent events in the Middle East, which involve an exchange of missiles between Israel and Iran, have started to escalate crude oil prices dramatically. I've asked our Minister of Finance and Minister of Energy to keep a close eye on the development and model the possible impacts on our petroleum prices.
Okay, so clearly Weno has to do with the petroleum prices, and we need to make it clear or say petroleum prices, with Wakatra Ministry of Finance and Affairs. So Munina said they should look into how to sustaining the issues and the matters that has to do with the petroleum prices. Now the key word here is the petroleum prices and not the entire economy, as it was said. Russian-Ukraine war really positioned Ghana. It was our time, making us very miserable when it comes to economy. And I say you see 17 you see eco form and no enamano abasa. So clearly there are two distinct issues here, as I say in our without positioning ourselves whether NDC or NPP. So this is what it is. time I even covered the crowd by COVID even came crashing the Ukraine-Russia war no ebe crashing ama yine who say enyema se na mesi konedie na enkoye kra. So clearly this is what is there. Now we issues transform make Iran, US and after Israel eye ehun enkomo ne nyina no entumi embedu mpempenso a ye fo say be affect ye de nanso no watumi agina ne nan so say yenyen hihye in advance say ne be ya ebeto ye a ye be hu hawa ye be ye no. In the time of the MPP, Ora Nana Addo Dankwah Akufo-Addo in his State of the Nation address was specific to tell all of us say the impact of the Ukraine-Russia war no are affecting Ghana mind to the extent that fertilizer, which we take from either Russia, which is almost about 30% of our fertilizer we take from Russia, no, are affecting. He did mention that iron rods, any manganese, any other ones, export to any import beninano, are affecting or minor. Therefore, it has given us that economic problem. It was that time that now President John Dramani Mahama stated emphatically that you cannot attribute economic woes na yewomu sisi anu to the Ukraine-Russia war. Isn't say internally we are having serious financial, physical indiscipline happening already because enyema ankese se internally ye nyina no na ema ye economy no ejuna no yenye anase yenye. We're spending too much without looking at whatever was happening. We were not spending the right monies we were supposed to spend. Your dollar was high because things were not stable, things were not working well. These were internal issues. And that is the more reason why I am assuming on proposing or probably thinking, say, or can say, if it was the Ukraine-Russia war there, and the Yenko bisa Cote d'Ivoire, say whether almost a problem or he nah. So clearly it was two different issues. So this time around that Ubibeka, whether we are happy anticipating, say, or how be emeto so no, I don't know. Like Ziga was saying, as if say we are too happy to say bibi sa NC na fe yen share the omano ebeye na ye compare Ukraine Russia war ni the ACC na. But say banchi boyeding say body bo ayeding to the extent that around that time your minister for agric etumi swa body ebegu ministry so or ton no beton ni cheaper. Was it the effect of the Ukraine-Russia war? Again, I quite remember that the Russian embassy issued a statement clearly telling all of us here in Ghana, say, enya omukuna omuni Ukraine kunintino enama sebio yenuma yewo Ghana yesi yehu echire yen. They said it clear. As we speak, the Russian-Ukraine war has not ended. But then you want to ask yourself whether internally our finances, our economic structure, restructuring, whichever way it is, the Ukraine-Russia war is still in the mess as against Iran. But do you feel that effect now? You can't share that reason we're giving some 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Those are the questions we need to raise. Until say can say Ukraine-Russia war no ended. See Kojo to ama bibia ayedin enuntino ama economy no aye stable. That is another matter we need to deal with. But clearly, when the president now was talking about was the economic crisis, the issues that were happening within was the challenge. Now, president is back to say, Meka President John Dramani Mahama is back to say, what is happening? Iran, any US, any Israel, Tokano, will bring the escalation of and answer. We are anticipating. That's a right word. We're anticipating to see say oil ebe costro. That is where a bibe to me say ye to 120 per barrel, ye to 150 per barrel and all that. But in shisheye ewo honoma omo pese omo emma enyema etumi ekoyie. One of the reasons that MPA for kra edia mayen has to do ne say omo ewo eyen shisheye bia because now gold prices no etumi ejina ya stable na emu aye de no. Some of the revenues no munya wo mu nyina no. Omo ahwe ama omotumi asiesie bi omodi bi eto fango no, and then it is on the ports around between Ghana, Togo, Eponoso, where they will want to store some of these oils. Senior beya that chimbiano say ekono ko 5 weeks, eko till August, ko till September. Ye betumi nya bibi kakra etumi ahenhan ye ho within the space. Now you want to ask yourself, say, if it happens so, will the economy be stable per inshishaya omo edetu sisiano? If sa time economy no be stable dia, then what it means is that inshishaya aban presently edetu to prepare and still fix the economy and still maintain the standards that we are seeing now no dia, then they will be perfect. But sentisa pa dia, we're going to have that issues that the world is going to see or the world is going to witness. And no ebe ha dwini ye pa. Enti yanoma ye kun Russia Ukraine war versus Iran Israel and US in Tokyo. These are different matters. This one is touching on the petroleum sector, where of course obi agitum say a petrol na kan economy ni nyina. But in shise ono de to hono yenhwe say betumi agina as against a situation where internally nankasa na munia were challenged when it comes to yensi kasem deda, and then reasons were being put on two countries fighting on their own issues, and then because we were not exporting fertilizer, because we were not taking things like magnesium down to Ukraine to export, we had issues with our economy and it was painting us bad. That is the difference. So if we had our economy going well, it is not Russia-Ukraine war that made our dollar to shoot $16. I don't think so. I don't think it was Russia-Ukraine war that made Banchibo then I don't know about that. But that was the crux of the matter. That was when the issue that President John Dramani Mahama raised then. That was the reason why I can say Russian-Ukraine war no internal things are physical indiscipline. Again to me engineer now so unfix no nunti and the mass na but then the NPP government was still insisting that it was the Russian-Ukraine war that really positioned the country into that economic wars. Then others also raised the issue of COVID. That COVID also came in and then it brought issues. I heard John Dramani Mahama then, when he was campaigning, also said that it wasn't the issue of the COVID and the issues, economic issues, so and because again, then I quickly go back to history to check some of these things. Then when COVID the buyer, how much did we gain? We gained almost about $3 to almost $4 billion out of this particular thing, where IMF was giving money, World Bank was giving money. We had COVID tax to even see us position well. So there were a lot of things that we were gaining out of the COVID, even though we're using it. We were here when we were told that we are even going to get water free and light free. We got it at the end of the day. Back utility services because na enye free sir, and all of us can attest to it. So clearly obi kan aswa na kwete say and also was a challenge. So that was what John Dramani Mahama was talking about. But let's pray that the Iranian, US, and then the Israel will not escalate, will not get to that point, but ebedu baby ebeboa amagana menyina bibia etumi akoyie. Like Ziga said, we shouldn't be happy and anticipating say ekuna esinintino yen train na entoyen na ubia metna ha ne yenka ene nanu isi ye no then amokan na nanu isi ye then amokan. We do not want to see it happen, but even if it happens, so ubi ekuna fe oil be case there, we pray that economy will be stable and they will look at things and be moving forward for the country. And a happy birthday to Ma Sheila of ICGC Covenant Temple, Kotobabi. This one is from your husband, Deacon Eddie, and I think Kwalanina. Happy birthday to you, Ma Sheila of ICGC Covenant Temple, Kotobabi, from your husband, Deacon Eddie, and the kids. And then a happy birthday to Mrs. Felicity Nasakitefio. No, Sakifio. This one is from Equia Yabua Esiedo from Kessben Media, Kumase. Happy birthday to Mrs. Felicity Sakifio. This one is from Equia Yabua Esiedo, Kessben Media, Kumase. Happy birthday to you, ma'am. And then a happy birthday to Super from Sikasem. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Franca. This one is from Sikasem. Happy birthday to you, Franca. And then a happy birthday to Last Baby. This one is from Charles. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Reverend Mrs. Mabel Boache Dankwah. This one is from Desmond Tutu of Kessben Media. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Sarah from Ezekiel. Happy birthday to you, Sarah. This one is from Ezekiel. And then a happy birthday to Obin Jesse Prince of Asante Mampong. This one is from Naomi. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Raindorf for Sebwating, a student of is it Kamia Academy. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to Gideon Owusu-Nyakon. This one is from your brother Derek and the entire family. Happy birthday to you, Gideon Owusu-Nyakon, from the family, and then your brother Derek. And on the way, Maha and Eddie Jumedin Bessimidin at the Amansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. Leaving in the hands of the sports team a Monday morning, giving you all the updates when it comes to sports. Led by the general himself, the most respected general himself in sports, Joe Laka, sitting with the team. Normally at the bro from now to 2 p.m. It's going to be exciting stick and stay with 92.9 FM and 93.3 in Kumase. And then on Kessben TV, Munyina Munti, I am made for action. But I must say, heavily produced by Richard Apiasa Pon Fifi, Addison, and then technical on duty, Abdullah and Afeso Daniel, and no Mama Kenya. We are back again tomorrow morning, same time. We're going to be here. I'm saying for Kojo Preko Dankwah about. Have a wonderful morning.
Yeah, me say me fever. Oh, the fever. Yeah, me say me fever. Oh, the fever. Yeah, me say me fever.